day 14, Proverbs 14. Proverbs 14, day 14. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. So today we're going to be reading Proverbs 14. It's going to be about 35 chapters, a couple verses I want to highlight throughout the chapter. But we're just going to get straight into it and start reading. A couple verses that I really want to highlight is going to be like verse 2 and verse 12. Alrighty, guys, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Verse 2, one of the verses that I wanted to highlight. He that walketh in his uprightness feareth the Lord, but he that perverse in his ways despiseth him. Alright, verse 3. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them. Where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but the increase is by the strength of the ox. It's going to be, verse 5 is going to be titled, The Faithful and False Witness. Verse 5, a faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. A scorner seeketh wisdom, and findeth not, but knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth. Verse 7, go from the presence of the foolish man, when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. All right, and then verse 9 is another one I wanted to highlight. Fools make a mock at sin, but among the righteous there is favor. Verse 10, the heart knoweth his own bitterness, and a stranger doth not intermeddle with his joy. All right, verse 11, it's now going to be titled, The House of the Wicked. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. I wanted to highlight also with verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end therefore are the ways of death. Verse 13, even in laughter the heart is sorrowful. Even in laughter the heart is sorrowful, and at the end of that mirth is heaviness. And I believe mirth is death. Verse 14, the backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, but a good man shall be satisfied from himself. Verse 15, it's now going to be titled Fear of the Wise Man. Verse 15, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Verse 16, a wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but a fool rageth and is confident. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowded with knowledge. The evil bow before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. Those are two good verses too. Alrighty, so the rest of the verses are going to be titled, There is a Profit in Labor. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this off. Verse 20, the poor is hated even of his own neighbor, but the rich hath many friends. He that despiseth his neighbor sinneth, but he that hath mercy on the poor, happy is he. Verse 22, do they not err the device? Do they not err that device evil? But mercy and truth shall be with them that devise good. Verse 23, in all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips tendeth only to purity. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. Okay, so I also wanted to highlight with verse 25 and 26. So 25 is going to be, a true witness delivereth souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies. 26, in the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. 27, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Damn. In the multitude of people is the king's honor, but in the want of people is the destruction of the prince. He that is slow of wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth fully. Verse 30, a sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. Verse 31, he that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker, but he that honoreth him hath mercy on the poor. Verse 32, the wicked is driven away in his wickedness, but the righteous hath hope in his death. Woo. 33, wisdom resteth in the heart of him that hath understanding, but that which is in the midst of fools is made known. The righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. The king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him that causeth shame. Man, honestly, there is too many bangers in this one, to be honest. So chapter 14, just like the rest of the chapters since chapter 9, Solomon has just been dropping single bar bangers, single line bangers. Pretty much every verse is going to be a new concept, or every verse is going to be a different concept of wisdom, or speaking about knowledge, or speaking about the fear of the Lord, and how it pertains to our life. The thing that this Proverbs 14 talks about is ultimately not trusting your thoughts or feelings. Pretty much is, if you're not in your word, and you're listening to your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, because they change daily or even hourly, momentarily, by the minute, whatever the case is, you can't trust that. This word, this book, God's word, doesn't change. So who are you going to trust? You're going to trust your thoughts, your emotions that constantly change, that is constantly being fed by Satan or the evil one? Or are you going to listen to God's word that gives you wisdom, tells you more or less do's or don'ts, how to go about it? Even on Proverbs 28 verse 26 speaks about, to me, I think it entwines, but he that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoever so walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. So with that being said, again, God's word never changes. Don't allow your thoughts and feelings to be your compass. Allow God's word to be your compass. I feel like you're trusting and following your thoughts and feelings only leads to destruction, when God's word only leads to grace and mercy. So, alrighty guys, stay tuned for tomorrow, Proverbs 15. Peace.